Oh, he just woke up, so he's gonna be so grumpy about this. Hello, everyone. My name is Nexos Floof. It is so good to see you. I am here with my boy once again to give you a tier list of units to bring in Final Day. There's been a lot of discussion on how good this detachment is, what you should be bringing, all that kind of stuff, and I kind of want to have a quick little breakdown of the units I like and why I like them. And yeah, we're just gonna keep it simple like that. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and roll that intro. All right, so to just get into this very quickly, let's go ahead and start breaking down the units. This is based off of how effective I see them in the detachment, based on how well they synergize with the rules, how much they want to take away from the rules, meaning like how much support that they need to be effective in this detachment versus how much they can give towards this detachment. It's a lot of, well, give and take based on how I see it, and I might not be fully correct here. There's a lot of different opinions on Final Day because it is just a much broader open toolkit. So how I see things is going to be how other people who are at the top of Final Day see things, or more, other people who actually know what's going on with this attachment. Your Alex McDougal's, your Tyler Bortels, all that type of stuff, right? So to go straight into it, let's start from the bottom and then we'll be here, okay? In our F tier, I'm gonna be very real. There's only 5 things that I deem worthy of being put in this tier, and it's just there's either something that does something better, there is no reason for it to be here, or it probably belongs in C or B tier, but people keep asking me about it, and I think it's a terrible choice, so it's going in F tier. I wonder which one that is. It's the Jackal Alphus. It's the Jackal Alphus. Reroll ones is unnecessary, in my opinion. I get that people want it. It can be great for just having all this stuff, but this is already such a character-heavy detachment that this is one of your few characters that are neither tanky nor do they have lone op. Tanky meaning they either have a bunch of wounds behind them or they're the Raveners, right? And as soon as your opponent sees like, oh, you have 8 characters, cool, I might just take Assassinate this game. Along with, hey, oh, I have some indirect, cool. I'm going to leave your Alphus alive until, oh, I drew Assassinate on turn 2, she's dead. Right? Like, it's just, I don't love her. Next to her is the Nexos. The Nexos, I don't find any of the units that he can join with the Magus, the Icon Ward, or the Primus to necessarily need the additional strat support. This is a strat-hungry detachment, but the stuff that I'm wanting attached to Neophytes and Acolytes, I don't see wanting to also attach him. So it's just something that respectfully, I don't think he serves that great of a purpose outside of spending 60 points to go screen out your back home field and then maybe move some blips around, which is kind of funny, but unnecessary in my opinion. We also have the Magus here. The Magus honestly could be in C tier. I don't necessarily love what she does. I love the model. I miss bringing the model, but it's so conditional. Once again, we have the thing to where we want to bring 1 billion characters, and I just think there's better characters to bring. Great. On the Tyranid side, we have the Tyrannocyte. Do I need to explain why? It's funny. Is it good? No. Moving on. The Winged Prime. The Tyranid Warrior Winged Prime. Is it the Tyranid Warrior? You know what I mean. The Winged Prime. Don't love it. Don't love it at all. It's not attaching to gargoyles. If you are attaching it to gargoyles, you are handing your opponent an additional unit that's easy to kill for free and an easy assassinate. Why? Why are we doing this? You don't need to buff gargoyles. I get the Synapse is cute, but we have so much better things that have Synapse that, like, there was a world before where you brought it or the Parasite just to have a Synapse thing to go eat something and give something else +1 to hit. Sure, we don't really need that anymore. That role has been filled, so respectfully, the winged prime is going to stay down here. I do not see a reason to bring him anymore. He's going to stay here. Cool. Moving now to what I think is our C tier. I'm going to start off with one of my favorite models that I think has just been great in the entire time I've played GSC, but has had a falling off in the data slate because of how much they changed him. And that's the Primus. I think that there's a world to where maybe you still want the redeploy to do some infiltrate shenanigans and win that war, but in my personal opinion, that was always kind of like a cute side benefit and nothing that I necessarily really like was bringing him forward to do specifically. It was a lot of the reroll hits. Now that he's +1 to hit, well, the detachment rule is +1 to hit. So unless you want a unit that's good without needing the Tyranid benefit, he doesn't do anything. He literally doesn't do anything. He is an okay beat stick, and like okay is doing a lot of work. And I think even before, when he had the rerolls to hit, it was like maybe if you wanted to bring a demo squad in Final Day, and even then I don't even like demos, so I wasn't bringing him. So it's a little rough. Also in C tier, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for I think these two, and I will say I think there's a world to where these units could be in B. However, there's that character issue. I'm gonna put the Sanctus and the Kellamorph both in here at the same time. Reason being, actually, I'll just rip the band-aid off as well. The Locust as well. That's my GSC side of the C tier. Sanctus, Kellamorph, and Locust. The Sanctus and Kellamorph, I think, they're okay. They're good. If you need to fill out 50 points, I don't hate you filling them out with these two idiots. Sure. However, with that being said, I just think that we have access to better loan ops with the Saboteur. We have access to the Lictor and the Neurolictor, which are both going to be doing effectively the same thing as the Sanctus, except they aren't characters, so you aren't giving up Assassinate that easy. As well as they're going to be giving a +1 to hit aura. I just don't love it. I think the Kellamorph is outclassed by the Saboteur, and I think the Sanctus is outclassed by Lictors. That's it. The Locust as well. Fights First is okay. It genuinely is. What are we attaching this to? We are attaching it to 5 Metamorphs. Great. Brick of Terminators charges some Metamorphs. They pop AOC. You Fights First. You have what? It's 18 attacks, right? No, 17 attacks. On 3s, wounding them on 3s, no AP because they popped AOC, and 2 damage, so they have a bunch of 2-up saves. Cool, great. JPI, same thing, to where you put a bunch of saves on them, sure, but they're gonna pop AOC and they're gonna lose like 2 guys, and you're still gonna lose the unit. I just don't like the Locust. I feel like when I attach things to my units, I am wanting to add keywords to them outside of Fights First, and I get some people really do like it, especially in a very melee heavy meta, but in that melee heavy meta, in my personal opinion, it's not doing enough. And so I'm just not the biggest fan. So once again, I could totally be wrong here, but Locust is just not for me. On the Tyranid side, I'm just gonna fly through these real quick. Von Ryans, they're cute. In my personal opinion, we have better infiltrates. They're a very defensive tool since they do have Fights First and stealth, but I'm just not the biggest fan. We have the Flyrant here. No, stop bringing a Flyrant, Vi. Just stop. The paroxysm is funny. Yes, I get it. It's Synapse. Neat. It can have that one enhancement. Still bad. I don't love it. And then the other 2 things I'm going to put here, unfortunately, are the funny worms, both the Moloch and the Trigon. The 6-inch Deep Strike would be the only access to 6-inch Deep Strike that this detachment would have, which is nice, but then you look at it and you go, oh, it's on a Trigon. I just don't super love it. the Moloch, ooh, I can keep resetting the mortals and da-da-da-da. Or you can just keep bringing up neophytes and hyper-adapted Raveners and do more damage that way. Thoughts? Maybe we want to bring back up into reserves good things instead of the Moloch. That's just me, though. I don't know. Because also, like, at the same time, if you're deploying the Moloch, you're putting it in the center of your opponent's army, you have an entire turn to react. If not, just tag it, which I get it's a billion attacks, but they can tag it. I don't think it lives until the end of your opponent's turn and you can pick it up. So I don't think there's a world to where you just, you know, have it go up and down. And to make that work, maybe you go triple Moloch. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. Spend your points at better things. All right, let's move up to B tier. This one, okay, B tier I think is still in the takeable tier. I think, real quick, it is still good to bring these things. But maybe we don't want to take like 3 ofs, or maybe there's a case to not take them. Okay, with that prefaced, I'm putting Aberrants in B tier. I'm just, hold on. Camera focus. I like Aberrants, yes. The thing is you're never bringing a 10-man here. Don't do that. Do not do that. So you're bringing a 5, and in my personal opinion, the 5 is the Abominant Delivery Service. It's fine. It's okay. I get giving them Twin Linked is awesome. A good amount of attacks on Strength 7, Twin Linked, AP 3, Damage 2 will kill things. Yes, it will. And it's one of the few things that can like take a hit in like our army and still, you know, be alive. But you're alive with 2? What is that gonna do? I just don't love them. I don't love the thought of Aberrants right now. I think there's a lot of things in the meta that just look at it and still go, I don't care, you still just die. And I find that you can just get the Abominant in regardless. So I don't need the Aberrants personally. Like in Brood Surge, they're great because they can still, what they're doing is they're allowing the Abominant to still have that +1 attack and +1 to charge access, right? It is a delivery service. The Abominant still has access to all of the things with or without the Aberrants. So I'm not going to bring the Aberrants. I'm just going to bring more things. And they are cheaper. They're on the 135 side, but still, it's just, I love it. It's just not my thing. Oh, this one's going to go crazy. And you just hear me out on this, okay? The Pure Strange Gene Stealers. I think I'm bringing 1 or 2. I think I'm bringing a 5-man. And maybe a second 5-man to attach to a Patriarch if I want to bring a Patriarch. They hit on 2s, so they don't need access to the +1 to hit. The Twin Linked with Dev Wounds listen, can we just be so real right now? It's just cute. It is just cute. It is like, that's it. It's not, you're not killing a big, you're not hosing something that you weren't able to like kill before. It's just cute. I don't want to bring a 10-man with a Patriarch and give the squad Twin Linked and blow something up. First off, that doesn't even like kill a big, like sure it can damage the hell out of a Norn, or a Dorn is what I meant to say, but like that's such a points investment because also now a Tyranid unit needs to be there. You're probably losing all these squads in the crack pack. I just don't like it. I just don't. So I think they're great for the utility. And I'm bringing them for the utility. This is not in the untakeable tier. B tier is you're still going to take these. It's just there's reason to not take a bunch of them. Okay? Moving forward, we have the Clamavis. I get it. It's weird to put the Clamavis above so many of the other characters. Above the Primus, the Sanctus, the Kelemorph, the Locust, the Magus, the Nexos. And obviously, they're going to be above the Jackal Alphus because everything is above the Jackal Alphus. But, hear me out. I think 1's fine. If I had 50 points, I'm more than fine filling it out with a Clamavis. There's a lot of 6-inch Deep Strike in the meta right now. And just having it as a good tech piece to where your Death Guard matchup maybe gets shored up a little bit better, or your whatever the hell matchup that has 6-inch Deep Strike, go for it. Sure, I don't mind it. Very simple, straight to the point, perfect. Also, just his little command battle shock thing. It's cute. Fine, I guess. Right next to a couple neurolictors if you're going for that strategy. Sure, why not? Lastly, on the GSC side for B tier is the Icon Ward. I can see one attached to a 20 mana Neophytes. Whether it's with the Ignore Overwatch or it's with even Hear Me Out the Sustained, or I don't mind it. I don't love it, but I can see a case for it. And so I see it filling a role that none of the other things could do. If you want that role and you want that tool in your toolbox, that is why it is here. Cool. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't have much to say about it, but I do recognize it. So it's sitting here in B tier. Moving on to the Tyranid side. We'll be real quick. We have the Parasite and we have the Raveners. I think the Parasite is up here because it is still a lone op with Synapse. It can still do the thing. It's fast. That's it. It's a fast lone op with Synapse. That's it. The damage doesn't exist. Don't get this in melee. Do not get this in melee. It is so easy to just kill. It's not going to do the thing you're going to do. Spawning the Ripper is cute. Not going to happen. In my personal opinion. Unless you're going into like Eldar or Guard. But like even then you have a Ripper right in front of your opponent's army. What are we doing here? Raveners. I like them. I do. The reason that they're in B tier for me is that they're great for mission play, being able to go up and down and do all this stuff and be over here for this, and now they're over here, and now they're over here. Sure. GSC never had a problem with that. GSC never had a problem with, paying points for a 5-man that was hard to screen out, that can just be annoying little assholes. And the thing is that a 5-man Flacco squad that drops to do an action in your opponent's home, and they do their little deploy teleport homers, they have a real great access to be able to go back up into reserves. You want to know what it's called? It's called Cult Ambush. They're gonna kill it, all right? So just let them kill it and spend the points. Now, that being said, I think there is a mode to where you go a very Ravener heavy Final Day build, and you go like, here's 25, here's 30 Raveners, and you just pick a bunch of stuff up, and then on your opponent's you pick them up on your turn, but on their next turn you just rapid ingress 3 to 4 squads and then just go boom, here is the stat check, right? So it's cute. I like it. I don't know if it's exactly what you want to be doing, but I haven't tested it. There's something there. They're in B tier. Cool. Moving on. We have A tier. There's a lot of stuff. The curve is like this for the tier list, to where there's not that many things down here, and then there's like a lot of stuff. Okay, cool, great, fantastic. Now, in A tier for the GSC, I'm putting the Patriarch here. I don't think he's S tier. In fact, there's just a world to where I want to put him in B tier. After playing with him, your opponent sees him way scarier than you see him. That man is going to run in. He's going to roll a 1 to attack, and so you've got 4 to 5. How many? It's 5 attacks, right? Hold on. Yeah, it's 5 attacks. 622 is good. Twin Link Dev Wounds, yes, it's good. He's going to join Pure Strains, and he's going to give them Dev Wounds, yes. I've already talked about how I don't like giving the squad Twin Linked. I really don't. I think you're going to get maybe 1 or 2 more Dev Wounds through. That's about it, right? I think he's fine at going and killing like a drone, right? Or a Blight Hauler or some medium vehicle. Sure, he can go absolutely tear through that. Rhino, great. As soon as it starts getting up to where you're only wounding on 5s or 6s, well, I guess you would even for the more medium vehicles, but you know what I mean. It just is always a trade down. It really is. I think the value of the Pure Strain Gene Sealers with the Patriarch is that you have a squad that you tell your opponent moves 8 with advance and charge, so has a threat range of 14 before charging, and then of course, it's 26 with the charge. That cannot be overwatched. That you say, on my turn, this is getting in and doing the damage, right? And your opponent does have to respect, well, with Twin Link, there's a world to where he just rolls 4 6s and I take 8 dev to the face, right? It's good, but in my games, it was always a trade down. It was always a threatening trade down, but it was always a trade down. And so I just don't love them, but that threat is such a good turn 1, turn 2 deterrent for your opponent that he definitely has a place. So he's an A tier. As like, it's so weird for me to like sound like I'm being negative on him right now while also setting him higher than other things that I've talked more positively about, but I mean, once again, he does the job, right? So kind of want to go quick through the A tier because I feel like a lot of the stuff is self-explanatory. Well, we'll start with the weirdest one, bikes. I think bikes are great. I think if you're not taking at least 1 or 2, I think actually you have to take 2 if you're taking any bikes. I think if you just take 1, there's not enough there. I think taking 2 bikes in Final Day is very good. I don't know why people don't like taking bikes. I personally love them. Am I getting the +1 to hit turn 1 when they're probably going in? And if I go first, no. But honestly, I'm probably only having 1 bike squad go in, do the mortals, throw a grenade, maybe get a funny mining laser shot off. I brought an impulsor down to 1 when I was going into Deathwatch. Sure, fine. Like, that's great. It's when you go second and your opponent puts some stuff out and then you're able to be like, oh, well, actually the Deathy can be over here near this and help the bike shoot there or something like that. Or I've bought the bikes back and it's like round 2 or round 3 and, you know, we're actually playing the game and Tyranids are going to be near you. That mining laser is hitting on 3s now. Into a big, it hits on 3s, wounds on 3s. Is it guaranteed to go through? No, but you want to know what? It's free. Fucking go for it. The access to the mortal wounds that this unit can do really does help like make your damage more consistent, which is always an issue with GSC, to where I think our damage is just a little shaky if you don't roll as many 6s as you need in the right positions. Oh, so the bikes can help with that. I think taking 2 is just an auto take in my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Moving forward, we have the Saboteur. I think this is self-explanatory. It's our best loan up. Yes, 65 points is expensive. Pay it. I don't care. Pay it. Free grenade. Indirect. The demo charge. Just everything she does is fantastic. I love her. I do not leave home without at least 1. Yes, I get the lictors are there. Sure. Are the lictors fine? I think what I've been having most of her time is her on a point and Deathleaper in a world to where if they charge her at all, Deathleaper can heroic and fights first. She is fantastic. I love her. Bring 1. If you have a world to where you bring 2, I think that's also really good. In a world to where you bring 3, you must hate the hell out of Eldar. Keep doing it. All right, bit of a rapid fire. Biophagus. You are attaching this to a 5-mana metas or a 5-mana aberrants to give them lethal hits. You run in, you go, it's a missile unit, it dies, you buy it back, the Biophagus is dead. Mission accomplished. Good job. It's straight into the point. We know why we take a bio. Bios are good. I personally like to take at least 1 when I do bring melee units, and overall, I think it's a great unit. Flacos. A lot of people don't like Flacos for this because they're like, oh, they already have Twin Linked, so you can't use the strat on them. That's great, fantastic, cool. That I don't want to have to always invest 1 CP to give the melee unit that I want to hit Twin Linked. Sometimes I just like having Twin Linked. I'm also only bringing this on a 5-man, and a 5-man going into something, I don't care about its melee. If I've tagged it beforehand, it's what, 15 attacks? No, because the sergeant has, it's 17 attacks, 12 at 421, 5 at 531, Twin Linked. That's good. It's going to kill any other skirmish unit. Also, at the same time, while they don't benefit from the Twin Link, they do benefit from the +1 to hit. So now all those attacks aren't hitting on 3s, they're hitting on 2s. Do you have sustained? No. Do I miss host? Yes, I do. Yeah, they're great. I love them. Moving forward, tacos. Tacos could honestly be in S tier, but I'm putting them in A tier because I don't want people to think that you should be taking 10 mans of tacos. Can you? Sure. Will they absolutely destroy a vehicle? Absolutely. Can they do that into bigs? I think that math's out, right? To where you can kill a big with a 10 of tacos, give them twin linked. I don't want to do the math. I always bring a 5-man, and in the times to where an opponent's vehicle gets near my home point and my guys can just walk out and just go dink and blow it up. Yeah, absolutely. They do the job. You look at the data sheet, you go, those are my Gretchen. And then on the turn store, your opponent goes, I have a vehicle near your home point. You look at them and go, those are no longer my Gretchen. They are my vehicle killing machines. Guess what they're about to do? Moving on. Truck. Truck is great. Truck is life. Truck is love. Truck is laugh. I just put stuff in it, have them hop out, do truck things. Truck good. Truck very good. Truck very good if you do decide to bring 10 metas, because give metas twin linked. I don't know, man, there's not much to say. It's a good unit, use it. At least one. Don't bring like 2 or 3 in my personal opinion, because the thing is, Final Day has a trap to where the Tyranids are already a bunch of support pieces. So if you also bring in too many support pieces on GSC, because you have to bring in 2 to 3 mortars and you have all this other stuff, you just kind of lose out on gas, right? Speaking of support pieces, laser ridge runners, I am splitting them up. I am splitting up the loadout because they are functionally different things. Laser ridge runners. I see people bring 2 by 2 of these. I just don't love it, but everyone else is bringing it, so I have to respect it, and I hate that I have to respect it. Oh, they hit on 2s, Floof, so it's 2d3 blast las cannon shots. And if you bring a Jackal Alphus, they'll reroll 1s. Wow! I get out of here for saying the Jackal Alphus' name. Leave. There's a door right there and there's a door right there. Pick one. I get it. They're fine. And they're, as someone who's played against them, they're annoying to kill. They're not like impossible to kill, but it's a weird amount of wounds. 2 las cannons is probably like you need 2 to kill 1, so you need 4 to kill the squad. Sure. And they do have a lot of stubber shots, right? In total, I want to say it's 12 if you're within rapid fire. Sure. Like, yes, the unit on paper does damage, but there's going to be a time to where you go, I need to go kill that hecaton land fortress. Let me put my las cannons out. I rolled a 1 and a 2. So I have 2 shots. I rolled a 1 to hit. Great. The other one got through. They made the save. Fuck. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know. I just don't love them. I just don't love them. But everyone else brings them. Everyone and their mom brings them. So I have to put them here. I'm not happy about it. I don't know if that's showing, but I'm not happy about it. But the Tyranid side, we only have 5 data sheets left. So I'm gonna just let y'all know that I'm putting lictors and neurolictors in A tier. They're fine. I think bringing them is kind of overkill on the lone op thing. I get it, they're annoying, and having a bunch of lone ops everywhere is fine. Guys, there's only like 3 points in the middle. Why do we need like 5 lone ops? What are we doing? Why do we need like a billion lone ops? Guys, I only need 1 for like each point, and even on their natural expanse, guess what? It's their natural expanse. Their army's right there. They're gonna get close enough to shoot a lone op. That's just me though. Neurolictors do the cute little trick to where you can give your Tyranid side +1 to wound. It doesn't work for your GSC side. And it's, both of them are good. Yes, I see why you want to use them. I just think it's too cute. I think you're a little Tyranid pilled. And you go, but I always need to bring like 3 of these in my Tyranid army. This isn't Tyranids. This isn't Tyranids. Say it back. This isn't Tyranids. Okay? We don't have shadows. We don't have a neuro tyrant. We don't need them to be battle shocked. We can just do damage. We have access to grenades. You can tank shock. You don't need them. You don't need them to be battle shocked. It's so good, isn't it? Just say that. Just go to a mirror. Go. We don't need to battle shock them, and you're great, okay? Okay, moving forward. S tier. There's a lot of things in S tier, because I think there's a lot of things that are really good in Final Day. I think it is our 2nd best attachment, right behind Host. Yes, I'm still saying Host is the best. I'm not wrong. Anyways, on the GSC side, I think the best thing in this attachment is the Benefactus. I genuinely think it is. 2 shots. Yes, I'm always popping the hazardous. I don't care. You can't make me not want to. The Benefactus, 2 shots that are hitting on 2s when you are near a Tyranid. Well, when the enemy is near a Tyranid, you know what I mean. Rank 12, AP3 up to AP4, D6 plus 1 damage. Give a whole squad of neophytes lethal hits. By the way, neophytes also in S tier. Argue with your mom. I don't care. They're in here. They're so good. You pay 215 for this unit to where you have a Benefactus and you have 20 neophytes. And you also give them the enhancement to give them sustain. So what, it's 235, I want to say, or 225. I forget which one's the 10 and which one's the 20 pointer. I believe that the sustained is the 20 pointer. Great. So you now just have a host unit. You have a host unit in Final Day. A host unit that gets +1 to hit, full lethals, full sustained. And you can just pick it up, turn 1, drop it down, and just you just shoot them. You shoot them until they're dead. You just shoot them and you make them weak, and then you charge in with a bunch of melee Tyranids and you just kill them. Just shoot them and kill them, and then you stick your home points and you screen it out with a bunch of stuff because you have a billion bodies. It's so good. And the amount of times that people go, I don't know if I like neophytes in Final Day. Well, I don't know if I like your win rate. Maybe get it up a little bit. Thoughts? Great, cool, great, fantastic. Moving forward, we have the Rock Grinder. Notice how I didn't roll my R's there? I'm an embarrassment. I'm a Californian. The Rock Grinder. I don't take a lot of it because I'm not good with vehicles. I know that's such a weird thing to say, but when you start with Tyranids and then you move on to GSC and it's like infantry spam and you never actually use trucks or Rock Grinders, you're kind of... Listen, I'm just not that good with vehicles. However, that being said, I see what McDougal's doing. I see what Bortel's doing. This interacts with every part of Final Day. You get buffs in shooting if you take the mining laser, which take the mining laser. You get buffs in melee if it's near a Death Leaper. Now that battle shock that it has to take while near a Death Leaper, like you battle shock it because it's below starting more than likely. And then it has to take the extra fancy fallback if it needs to. Like, now they're losing half their unit. It's a very good combo. I think it's very fun. I think it's being able to like rapid ingress, and then you also rapid ingress some hypers, and then some aberrants get out, and you walk all of these melee things. It's hell for your opponent to have to deal with. That is a wallop. I just don't... I personally don't love it because I love a more infantry-based game, so I'm not bringing a bunch of it. But I find it useful. I see why others take it. Moving forward, the Abominant, solo Abominant. Abominant either attached to aberrants or just by himself. And I know this is going to sound weird. I genuinely think this is one of the better things that you can be doing because the Abominant hitting on 2s, disgusting. Well, it's four last cannon hits, right? Let me go remind myself what this man does. Yeah, it's 4 last cannon shots that are going to be hitting on 2s, strength 12 that you can give twin linked, AP2 up to AP3. Like, this guy just does work. He just does work, and some respect needs to be put on his goddamn name. I ran the solo Abominant kind of as a meme at LVO. He trucked things. I love him. I genuinely think if you have the points, if you're looking at the end of your list and you've got 20 points left and you're looking at 2 saboteurs, I think there's a world where you make one of those saboteurs an Abominant and you just are happy. I genuinely think he's a great piece. Because also at the same time, if you put him in the middle of your opponent's army, while also hypers are touching stuff and metas are touching stuff and pure strains are over here touching other things, you can make such a chaotic thing to where he's just standing on a point with a stick. And you really look at your opponent and go, do you really want to shoot them? Because you have like 4 other things that seem to be more important that you really want to shoot. And it doesn't look like you want to shoot him. And he just lives. He just lives. It's so good. So yeah, take an Abominant. Last two things. Metamorphs. Metamorphs are crazy. Bring them in 5-mans, bring them in 10-mans, bring them in everything. If you want a melee unit, bring Metamorphs. Oh my god, Metamorphs truck people. They're so good. They're so efficient. They're possibly the most efficient skirmishing unit in this detachment. Either 32 attacks or 17 attacks. At 512, which is going to be 522, you have the Feel No Pain and Brood Surge for the 10-man. The 5-man's not living anything, let's be honest. They have Scout as well. Like, this unit does damage. It genuinely is great. Its only fallback, in my personal opinion, is that it is it's slow. It is slow, for sure. Absolutely. You can't it moves 6. It doesn't have an advance in charge. So you're gonna stage it in a truck so that it moves 9. And even then, it's still kind of been able to be played around. Like, if you're staging it to, in my games, I stage it to be able to go handle either my natural expanse or the middle objective. And when it was just doing that, they're great. If it's needing to go to your opponents, that's a long walk, brother. We're making like a 9-inch charge. I don't think we need to be doing that personally. So when your opponent is running at you, these guys are amazing. I love them. They're cheap. They're cheap to buy back. They just do everything. I love them. So bring Metamorphs. And then did I talk about Mortar Ridge Runners? Mortar Ridge Runners are here. Bring 3 Mortar Ridge Runners. Just bring 3 Mortar Ridge Runners. Parent to Eldar or Guard or anything that's teeth. Parent to Sisters. Put a Gargoyle unit in front of their whole line and say that 5-man dead, that one probably dead too, fuck it. You have 3 ridges to where the first one is going to strip cover and give +1 AP, and then it's just the other 2 are just going to go and that's dead, except this one also is going to maybe even go tag over here, and the 2 saboteurs you go oh actually those are dead as well. Like, it's just, you have 4 to 5 indirect pieces. You don't need the spotters here. Just bring the survey augers, because starting from round 2 onward, whatever you need to shoot more than likely is going to be near a Tyranid, so you already get the +1 to hit, so you're going to be on 4s. Unless they also have stealth. Of course, sure, fine. It's so good. It's so good. Bring Mortar Ridge Runners. You just have this little fallback thing to where you can play super defensive and you just pick away at their little 5-mans all game. Yeah, I love it. It's great. Moving on to the Tyranid side. We have 3 data sheets left. You know what they are. They're the Death Leaper, the Gargoyles, and the Hyper Adapted Raveners. These guys are amazing. I love them. Please never leave home without them. They make... Okay. The first 2. The Death Leaper and the Gargoyles. The Death Leaper is your access to the best loan up, specifically because it is a character. Thusly, if they go and they do try and invest stuff to go kill the Death Leaper, they either have to do it with a shooting unit. He doesn't just die for free, so it does have to be real. So more than likely, you are going to tag something with Vengeance for the Star Gods or whatever. The +1 to hit and wound is more than likely going to go on something real. Or they're going to have a melee unit go into it, and you go, kill your character, then I'll die. Great. I love it. Overall, fantastic. Also, a lot of times, let's just be real, people respect the Death Leaper way too much. There's been games where I just set him on my natural expanse, and there's totally things that they can go use to go kill him, and they just don't. Don't know why, but I'm not questioning it. The Death Leaper will scam a lot of people, and I love him. Gargoyles. Do you want your opponent to score primary? I don't. That's why I bring Gargoyles. They're just, what is this data sheet? Like, what? They move 12. They have Assault. So they actually move 12 plus D6. Because after they have Assault, they have a Fire and Fade. They have a Fire and Fade with Assault. What the fuck? Have you ever rolled a 6 to advance with a Gargoyle? And now that unit's going 24? I've had something Rapid Ingress on, like, near my natural expanse, rolled the 6 and was able to take my opponent's home point. What? What are we doing here? There's such a good mode to where you have, like, 1 up and deep strike, and on turn 2 or turn 3, you Rapid Ingress the Gargoyles, and you right behind them, you Rapid Ingress the Hyper Adapted Raveners. And you go, cool, everything runs up, and it's either screened out, and you lose at least 2 points of primary from these Gargoyles. Great. Now also here's Hyper Adapted Raveners to kill your army. And the thing is you have if you have 2 of those units walking at your opponent, you can only overwatch one of them. So do you want to overwatch the gargoyles and score some points? Or do you want to overwatch the hyper adapted raveners and live? You can only do one of the two. You can only do one of the two. And I think gargoyles are like, you need to be bringing 20. I think you need to be bringing, there's a world where you only bring 10, sure, but you need to be real good with those 10. I think 20 is absolutely one of the best things. You just say, okay, turn 2, you don't get any primary except your home point. Okay, turn 3, same thing happens. Cool. I have a primary lead now, and I'm just, get away from me. I'm gonna win this game. Next up. Also, God, you can move with gargoyles so much. You like fly them up, you're right next to something, you shoot a bunch of stuff into it with the +1 to hit. Then you have them shoot and they move, and now a new thing is in it, and then you go and shoot that thing or charge that thing. Like, you don't need to string out to 2 things. You can have it to where, like, you walk up this way, you're near this, you go ahead and kill this thing, and then you shift this way, put a bunch of stuff on the point. Maybe you didn't, like, you couldn't string them out because they had so much OC on this point, so you need to ball up onto this point. Yeah, you can still do that. They fire and fade in the shooting phase whenever you want, so you can shift that +1 to hit aura. It's so good. Fuck, man, I love them. Anyways, moving on. The best data sheet, if there was an S+ tier, which there could be, yeah, you know what, I'm putting an S+ tier. Boom. Wow, the magic of editing. Hyper adapted raveners. This is the data sheet that makes the detachment real. Before, it was a cute detachment. It was fine. People were winning with it. People got GT wins. Yes, all that stuff. Doesn't matter, daddy's home. Okay? Hyper-adapted raveners do so much. I get it. They're expensive. 165 points for 5 is so much. And I've had salty motherfuckers look at them and go, they cost how much? It's 165. Right? Like, that's kind of expensive. And they go, they're kind of doing a lot for 165. Yeah, man, they're great. I love them. I personally want to take 3. It's probably too much. 2 is probably the sweet spot. But yeah, they're just so good. They literally interact with every single part of this detachment. They are a melee unit, so they're going to be near your opponent, and so they're going to be giving an aura of +1 to hit. If you are more shooting on the GSC side, they're not going to kill anything and everything, so why not soften what they're going into up with some shooting, right? They don't get the buffs from the Ridge Runners, and you might think that's a negative, but now you're not stressed on what you need to go into everything. You go, my GSC units are going into this and this. So the mortars are going here. The Raveners are just going here. I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to be stressed about like having this extra support here. That's a little, I know that's like, I would prefer it that they did benefit from it. Yes. However, I'm going to look at this in a positive light where I'm not stressed on my support. That makes sense? Cool, great, fantastic. They have a pretty decent flamer, D6+3 at 611. Sure, fine. It's shoot off the last. If I see something living on 1 or 2, just go pick that little guy up, please. I don't want to have to deal with him. Great. 18 attacks on 3s, but actually no, it's on 2s because the character unit, the guy with okay, he's technically supposed to be the guy with the big fin. I like the big muscly guy because he has more attacks, and so it looks like he has more attacks. Does that make sense? 18 attacks. They are a synapse creature, so they can go look at any GSC unit and go, and they just eat that guy, right? And now they're 18 attacks hitting on 2s with sustained. Math-wise, that is 18 hits. Funny-wise, I've had that be like 25 hits, and then you're looking at 5/2/2 twin-linked anti-monster vehicle 5-up. Now, unless it's a big, you're kind of wounding anything on 5s anyways, but I digress. Being able to wound Eroticus and Big Knights on 5s, twin-linked, it's going to do damage. Is it going to kill them? More than likely, no, but it's going to take about 10-ish off. At least, I don't know if that's math, but that's how it's kind of felt. It's like 10 to 12 is generally like where it does. Can that spike? Absolutely. It's so good when it spikes. Oh my god, I love it. And the thing is, this is a character unit. This is a character unit that doesn't just die to like a grenade tank shock, like the Parasite does, like the Winged Prime does, kind of like Deathy does. This is 18 wounds in total. It's a 5-man, 3 wounds each. The sergeant, which is the character one specifically, has 6 wounds. Now, I'm going to talk about this guy for a little bit, okay? So, you have 18 wounds here. That means something real has to kill it. That means whatever does kill it is getting +1 to be hit and +1 to be wounded for the rest of my GSC side. Very, very, very good, right? Cool. Let's continue. This character is 6 wounds. There has been times to where he just lives. He just lives on like 3 or 4, or a couple attacks go through and it's like, I can kill 2 Raveners and then like hurt the Hyper, right? Because it's going into my turn next. It's the last of their attacks. Sure, fine. What I'm then going to do is have him walk up, and when he eats, he heals, so he can heal himself. There's a world to where you lose the 4 of the other Hypers, and you just have that character unit, and now you have this 6 wound guy that can keep healing himself to keep him up with 6 attacks on 2s, sustained, 5/2/2 twin linked. He's still going to do work. He's still going to do work. Oh my god. And it being a melee unit, if you're playing a shooting GSC side, how it's going to be is you're going to put a bunch of melee stuff right in front of their face, so they have to go deal with that. By doing that, you've bought yourself board space, so you can rapid ingress another one right behind that, reload it up, have it go forward. Now your opponent has to deal with 2 things, being +1 to hit and wound, because they've had to kill this unit twice. All the while, neophytes are right behind them, shooting them with lethals, sustain, and just picking up everything and being able to also pick up and rapid ingress right behind these Hypers. It's so good. Just bring this fucking unit. It's so good. It's just, it does everything. It is 165 points. Yes, it is 165 points of just worth it. Just bring this thing, okay? Did I lose my mind yet? Anyways, and that's gonna be the list. If you want to bring Final Day, I feel like your auto takes for the thing is 2 squads of hyper adapteds, 2 gargoyles, a death leaper, at least 1 Benefactus, because you're going to be putting the sustain enhancement on it with the 20 mana neophytes. 3 mortar ridge runners, 5 or 10 of the metamorphs, blown abominant, and a rock grinder. Honestly, don't even have to do the lone abominant with aberrants and a rock grinder. Bring at least 1 of those, and the rest is just fill to whatever you want. I like 2x5 bikes, a reductus saboteur, a squad of tacos, and then whatever I have room for left. It's good stuff. Genuinely, this is one of our best detachments. It's, especially in my opinion, probably our most fun detachment right now. That, or I just kind of needed a break from host. I hate, it hurts my heart to say that. I hope y'all know that. But overall, it's a good time. So thank you all for watching. Let me know what kind of list that you've been making, what you enjoy about Final Day, some fun stuff that you've been doing. I swear to God, if anyone mentions the Jackal Alphus, I'm banning all of you. I want to love her in 11th edition. That is 11th edition. Are we in 11th edition? No, we're in 10th edition. So until 11th edition, she is bad. Goodbye and have a great day. I love all of you. Roll the outro. Bye. We just woke up and I pulled him out of the bed, and this boy is so warm. He was a little pod, and so he probably wants to go back in his little knees. So yeah, he's not gonna be here for the rest of the video. Bye.